There are type of destinations that take your breath away for their beauty, and there are those that you have to hold your breath because they are terrifying.
Welcome back to our channel. Rosie with you and Atsa from Couples Wanderlust. Many places in this world that travelers can discover, and there are many travelers like both excitements, trails, and beauty in every places to explore. Turn your attention to our list of some of the most beautiful but surprisingly dangerous places in the world.
Trift Bridge, Switzerland. Trift's 3-plank-wide catwalk and steel cables are the only things that separate adventurous hikers from the glacial lake 330 feet below. Strung 560 feet across a windy gorge near Gadmen, Switzerland, one of the Alps' longest and highest suspension bridges. Even if no one in your group tries to jiggle it, windy or foggy conditions can still be frightening. Reaching the bridge 40 miles south of Lucerne requires a ride in a freight cable car over a ravine plus a 90 minutes hike. Trift Bridge was originally built in 2004 to reconnect hikers with the windage hut, made unreachable when Trift Glacier melted and flooded the gorge. The current bridge is a 2009 replacement that sways less but still delivers a thrill and links hikers with the local food and drinks in the hut.
Devil's Pool at Victoria Falls, Zambia. Devil's Pool, a natural rock pool dangerously close to Victoria Falls, sheer 300-foot drop in Zambia, Africa, is popular swimming hole of death-defying tourists. During the dry season, when the river flow is safe, you can follow a guide who tells you exactly where to jump into the pool so you don't get swept over the edge of one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. At the tipping point is a submerged rock formation called the Devil's Armchair, which helps hold you in the pool of water. Daring swimmers lie belly down on it to stretch neck and arm out over the edge. It's as close as you can get the roar, the spray, and the rainbows cast from the world's largest waterfall. Tours begin at the nearby Livingstone Island.
Top of Tyrol Platform, Austria. From the side, this observation deck atop Stubai Glacier in Tyrol, Austria, looks like a death-defying high dive platform at an altitude of 10,500 feet. That is when it's not buried in snow. To access the cantilevered spot about an hour outside of Innsbruck, visitors sometimes in ski boots and helmets take the Stabier Glacier ski resort's Squafflejock cable car to the top station, then climb a staircase that follows a ridge to the suspended steel grate architectural marvel. It's a thrill when snow and wind threaten to sweep you away. On the clear days, you can spot many of the 100+ surrounding peaks. 2 other reasons to make the trip: Jokdol at the ski resort's highest mountain restaurant has views that reach far as Venice, and the resort's 66-foot ice climbing tower offers more dangerous opportunities.
Meteora Monasteries, Greece. Like a futuristic scene in the fantasy novel, these Eastern Orthodox monasteries in Greece's Pindos Mountains seems impossibly placed atop towering stone pinnacles. Meteora means suspended in air, an apt description for the cluster of buildings isolated at heights that reach 1,320 feet above the ground. Hermit monks built 24 monasteries in the 14th century as a refuge from the Turkish invaders. Up until about 100 years ago, they were accessible only by rope ladder or hosted nets. Now visitors can follow steps cut into the frightening rock, ride up a cable car, or scale Meteora's walls like James Bond did in the movie For Your Eyes Only. Today, only 6 monasteries remain. They can be visited at this UNESCO World Heritage Site. Stay in nearby Kalambaka or in the village of Kastraki at the base of Meteora.
Atlanterhavsveien, Norway. 5-mile Atlantic Ocean road between western Norway's Kristiansand and Molde is like a whip of worn taffy that hardened mid-air in suspended curves over the Atlantic, quickly touching down on little western island. Before the road opened in 1989, workers faced 12 hurricanes while building the country's construction marvel of the century. You get the roller coaster feeling driving over humps that crest and swoop quickly, but the drive is even more thrilling when you are battling wild winter weather and autumn's hurricanes. Churning waves explode against the road in unpredictable fits, interrupting visibility with floods and spray. When storms calm, you might spot seals or whales from observation points. Little villages, fishing spots, and other attractions along the route are also worth exploring. Did you find our picks interesting? Write your comments below if we are contributing an information.
Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to notify with our next video. Kyaiktiyo Pagoda or Golden Rock, Myanmar, a well-known Buddhist pilgrimage site, a day's drive from Yangon in Mon State, Myanmar, also known as Burma. The massive Golden Rock teeters on the peak of Mount Kyaiktiyo. It's the kind of impossible balancing act that affirms belief in miracles. Legend says the rock was at the bottom of the sea when the king with supernatural powers moved it to its current location and preserved a lock of the Buddha's hair on top of Pagoda. Devotees believe a pilgrimage here will bring good health and fortune, but the route to the top is frustrating. You can either cram into the back of a truck that climbs a curvy road or hike from the base Kimpon's village along a 7-mile path through thick forest. The peak is accessible only by foot. It's about an hour-long trek from the parking lot where the truck unloads. Find restaurants, gift shops, and guest houses at the summit.
Xuankong Temple, China. A tiny speck clinging for a dear life to the vast face of Huashan Mountain in China's Shaanxi province. The hanging temple, says legends, was built by one man, a monk named Liao Ran. Even more impressive, the temple is still hanging on more than 1,500 years later. Xuankong perches more than 200 feet above the riverbed below, about 250 miles southwest of Beijing and 40 miles from the closest city, Datong. Skinny stilts and crossbeam driven into holes in the rock keep this cluster of yellow-topped pagodas and slim footpaths in place. Inside, there are 40 rooms, including the one in the highest story that is reserved for the Buddhist, Taoist, and the Confucian sculptures enshrined together. Known for its sacred sites, Huashan Mountain is home to 12 temples and several other spiritually significant places within the walking distance of each other.
Yungas Road, Bolivia. This unfaithful mountain pass connecting the Amazon rainforest to the Bolivian city of La Paz is called the Road of Death. one of the most dangerous roads on Earth, the 38 miles Yungas road travels along the side of the mountain as it climbs to elevations above 15,000 feet. The drive is an insane white knuckler as narrow as 10 feet in spots and with drops of more than 1,000 feet straight down. There is no single guardrail. Along many stretches, barely enough room to inch around oncoming traffic, overloaded open-air buses, and unstable trucks carrying produce to the city. The dirt road harbors other hazards like deep ruts, mud, blending dust, and the road blocking landslides and floods from waterfalls. Roadside crosses, the memorials, are everywhere but represents only a fraction of the estimated 200 to 300 lives lost here each year.
Pontcysyllte Aqueduct and Llangollen Canal, Wales, United Kingdom. A few miles east of Llangollen, Wales, the world's longest and highest cast iron aqueduct is like a theme park log ride on stilts. The World Heritage Site, built in 1805, still gives passengers the ride of their lives. Pontcysyllte carries more than 1,000 canal boats per year across a 1,000-foot span, 126 feet above the River Dee. You can take a canal boat or walk across the aqueduct on a towpath. Passengers often admit to feeling queasy as the narrow boat bangs against the low metal trough, and they get harrowing glimpse over the edge at the countryside below. There is a barrier along the walkway side, but none on the boat side of the gutter. Fortunately, the views are stunning enough to distract most vertigo tendencies.
Mount Huashan Planked Walk, China. Shans make a great base for the Huashan Planked Walk as it is the largest major city near the mountain. It's a great city to visit on its own, with China's famous terracotta warriors, huge city walls, and great street foods to keep you occupied for several days. Considered as one of China's 5 sacred mountains, especially the Great Western Mountain, Huashan has been an important place of religious pilgrimage throughout Chinese history. This mountain consists of 4 peaks: the north, south, east, and west peaks. The highest of the 4, the south peak, rises to 2,150 meters. Its very steep landscapes, its trees growing amidst cliffs, and its thousands of steps have made it very popular in China. The mountain is protected within a national park. Huashan also has a reputation for being dangerous. It's hike for real daredevils. The mountain tends to get a bit crowded during high season and especially during national days, so plan accordingly and get there early.
Every places you travel has a great attractions to watch, but you must have extra careful to avoid any kind of danger. Safety first before anything else.
If you like our pics, give a thumbs up and share with your friends. For more information about travel and world's wonder, please subscribe with our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye!